Berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Kasim Haji Mansur, Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Sabah, UMS, a distinguished scholar in economic development, labor economics, and poverty reductions, with significant research in employment trends and foreign direct investments' impact on sustainable growth. Next, Yang Berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Fazli Adam, Vice Chancellor of University Sultan Zainal Abidin, UNIZA, a leading researcher in Islamic rehabilitation, Islamic civilization, and contemporary issues in Muslim society. And the last but not least, from Malaysia, Yang Berusaha Profesor T.S. Dr. Muhammad Zamri Ibrahim, Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Terengganu, specializing in coastal marine sustainability, embedded systems, AI, and signal processing with innovative research in biodegradable materials and technological advancements. Welcome to UPSI. It's a privilege to host you here today. Your presence in this forum reflects our shared commitment to advancing sustainable tourism and green economy initiatives. And now, I would like to introduce speakers from Uzbekistan. The Honorable Professor Dr. Nazulo Oblomrodov, Rector of Tashkent State Agrarian University, an expert in sustainable agriculture and ecotourism, and a key policymaker in Uzbekistan's environmental and economic development strategies. Next, the Honorable Professor Dr. Obijan Hamidov, Rector of Bukhara State University, an expert in economic sustainability and regional development, with a strong focus on integrating ecological considerations into economic policies. Last but not least, the Honorable Professor Dr. Gulchehra Rikhsiva, Rector of Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies, a scholar in philology, higher education, reform, and cultural heritage preservation, actively shaping Uzbekistan educational policies and sustainable community engagement strategies. Welcome to UPSI and welcome to Malaysia. We hope that your visit here today will not only be a fruitful academic exchange, but also a memorable experience of Malaysia's hospitality. With such esteemed panels, I'm confident that today's discussion will be insightful, solution-driven, and inspiring. So let's begin with Professor Dr. Kasim. Oh, okay. So we begin with the slide presentation and speech by Professor Dr. Kasim Haji Mansur. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairperson, moderator for this session. I have only 7 minutes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I have few slides on this topic, green economy and tourism in Malaysia. Okay, we know that Malaysia, can I have the slides, please? Malaysia is a very rich in natural resources and the biodiversity, and has long recognized the importance of sustainable development. The concept of green economy, of course, which focuses on reducing environmental risks and ecological scarcities while promoting sustainable development. Okay, next, we have few policies, the Malaysia's policies on green economy. As you can see, the Malaysian government has introduced various policies, namely the National Green Technology Policy. It was introduced in 2009. The Green Technology Master Plan, introduced in 2017 to 2030. The Malaysian Ecotourism Plan, 2016 to 2025. So this is a very good initiative taken by the government. And the green economy, of course, next, renewable energy. Malaysia has made significant strides in renewable energy, on solar power, biomass, and hydropower. Next slide, please. Okay, when we talk about green technology, the government promotes green technology through incentives, grants, and tax exemption. And when we talk about agriculture, sustainable agriculture, because we are talking about green economy, we also talk about sustainable agriculture. So efforts have been made to promote organic farming and sustainable agricultural practices to reduce environmental impact. And same goes to waste management. Initiatives like the National Solid Waste Management Policies and the roadmap towards zero single-use plastics aim to improve waste management and reduce plastic pollution. Okay, next, when we talk about tourism, well, we have major tourism destinations, okay, on ecotourism destinations such as Taman Negara National Park, Borneo's rainforest, and Cameron Highlands. And my presentation will focus on Borneo rainforest. I'm from University Malaysia Sabah, which is about 2.5 hours from Kuala Lumpur to Borneo. You have to fly from Kuala Lumpur to Kota Kinabalu. And we are very known with ecotourism. Okay, Sabah is blessed with excellent location resources, culture, and biodiversity. Okay, next, when we talk about Borneo's rainforest, of course, one of them is Kinabalu Park, the highest mountain in Southeast Asia. Okay, next slide. The highest mountain in Southeast Asia and has been recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage Site. So Kota Kinabalu Park is home to Mount Kinabalu. I hope all the delegates have time to visit Kota Kinabalu. And I already communicated with some of the rectors from Uzbekistan just now. Okay, we have a very popular destination of ecotourism, namely Danum Valley Conservation Area. Okay, this is a very popular worldwide. And we also have Sepiluk Orangutan Rehabilitation Center. Next slide. And also, of course, Tengku Abdul Rahman Marine Park, because Sabah is surrounded by ocean, 3 oceans surrounding Sabah land, Southeast China, Sulu Sea, and Celebes Sea. And we have lots of beautiful islands around Kota Kinabalu, around Sabah Island. Okay, and Maleo Basin Conservation Area is one of the top in Southeast Asia, if not in the world. And one of the beautiful destination island, the third rank in the world, is Sipadan Island. This is also another ecotourism area. And also Kinabalu River, okay, Kinabatangan River. If you have the opportunity to Kota Kinabalu, come and visit Kinabatangan River. Okay, when talk about ecotourism in Sabah, one of them is Kinabatangan, as I mentioned to you, and of course, again, community-based tourism. When you talk about tourism, University Malaysia Sabah also offering tourism program. If we can collaborate in terms of 2 degree in tourism, we're very rich in this program introduced by the University Malaysia Sabah. And sustainable practices, of course, Malaysia is practicing these practices instituted by the government. under the Ministry of Tourism. And certification programs, as you can see, that Malaysia Ecotourism Certification, or MEC program, certifies ecotourism operators who adhere to sustainable practices. And of course, there are lots of opportunities, economic growth, definitely. And next, the global competitiveness, these are some of our opportunities. Okay, time is running. Next, in terms of infrastructure development, next slide, please. Education and awareness is very important. Of course, balancing development and conservation is also another opportunities. Regulatory barriers, these need to be addressed. Funding and investment. So the way forward, University Malaysia Sabah, we'd like to invite our colleagues from Uzbekistan to visit the university. This is our campus, one of the beautiful campus in Southeast Asia. Our backdrop is Mount Kinabalu, and we are facing South China Sea. The way forward, okay, next slide, we are facing the South China Sea ocean. This is, the university is located in 999 acres, okay. These are the administrative building. Research and development, of course, on all areas. University Malaysia Sabah is a comprehensive university. We are offering multidisciplines at undergraduate, masters, and PhDs. So these are one of the destinations that we have. Okay, in terms of UI Green Metric, we are ranked 53 in the world. So that's about it. Time is running, 7 minutes. So I hope the collaboration between University Malaysia Sabah and universities from Uzbekistan can be realized in the near future. Thank you. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Qasim Haji Mansur. But I have one question here. Malaysia has implemented various sustainability policies in tourism. Can you share one project or these key policies that have successfully promoted green economic growth, particularly in tourism in Sabah?
Okay, as you can see that we are now talking about green economy, and one of the agenda of tourism is to attract and to preserve our our environment, biodiversity, and Alhamdulillah, not only Sabah, the whole Malaysia, we are very fortunate. We've been endowed with the natural resources. We are very rich in natural resources. And now, even the coming of tourists coming to Malaysia is surpassed the number of tourism coming to Thailand. We are now recorded the highest tourism, international tourists coming to Malaysia, surpassed all other Asian countries. So one of the selling point is that the policies that we have here in Malaysia is to encourage ecotourism, because we are very, endowed, and we are very rich in our biodiversity. This is our selling point in terms of tourism sectors. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we would like to call upon Professor Dr. Nazulo Oblum-Rodov for his presentation.
Dear members of delegations, honorable vice chancellors, rectors, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to stand before you today at the significant gathering of academic leaders and experts at Uzbek Malaysia Higher Education Forum. On behalf of Tashkent State Agrarian University and academic community of Uzbekistan, let me extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. I believe this forum represents not only opportunity to share insights, but a valid, vital platform to forge new partnerships that will shape the future of education, sustainability, and development between our two nations. In recent years, under the leadership of the President of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Shavkat Mirziyoyev, a comprehensive reforms have been initiated and implemented to ensure sustainable development of the country, covering all major areas. Next slide, please. Uzbekistan's vision for the future, Uzbekistan 2030 strategy. As you know, Uzbekistan is advancing with a bold vision for its future under Uzbekistan 2030 strategy. This comprehensive plan centers on 5 key priorities that will guide our nation toward progress. First of all, it is supporting people's potential, providing opportunities for every individual to reach fullest potential. Economic growth, ensuring well-being of our citizens through sustainable economic development. Our target is to reach upper middle income status and 4,000 USD per capita income and 200 billion USD GDP by 2030. Protecting nature, safeguarding our natural resources and environment for future generations. Our flagship program, Yashil Makan, Green Space, supported this important agenda. Good governance, strengthening public administration to better serve people. Peace and security, ensuring Uzbekistan remains a safe and peaceful nation for all. Next slide. Uzbekistan has adopted a comprehensive program for transition to green economy by 2030. The cornerstone of our national development is our commitment to green economy, which we are advancing in the following key areas. First of all, energy efficiency, enhancing industrial energy use to raise productivity. Second, renewable energy, expanding the use of solar, wind, and other renewable energy sources. Climate change mitigation, managing all natural resources responsibly and protecting ecosystems. Financial support for green projects, creating funding mechanisms to support eco-friendly initiatives. And overall, by 2030, we aim to drastically reduce pollution, preserve natural resources, and create sustainable, healthier environment for future generations. Next slide. Next slide. Modernizing agriculture for food security. Agriculture is one of the pillars of Uzbekistan's economy, and our agriculture development strategy 2020-2030 is focused on, first of all, encouraging private investment, fostering private sector involvement in agriculture, digital land management, utilizing technology to optimize land use in agricultural practices, ensuring food security, supporting sustainable farming practices to secure food needs of future generations. And one of the most important elements here is efficient use of water resources. Uzbekistan has started implementing a large-scale project to save water by increasing water usage efficiency by 25% over the next 5 years. Next slide. Next slide. Next one. Among our proudest initiatives is Yashil Makan Green Space Project, where we plant 200 million trees annually to combat desertification. We also restored over 2 million hectares of land in Aral Sea dry area, raising forest coverage to over 35%. I believe universities are central, next slide, to driving our national progress, and at Tashkent State Agrarian University, we are committed to education, incorporating sustainable development principles across all our academic programs, research, innovating to find new solutions for environmental and agricultural challenges, international cooperation, and today we are witnessing new area in Uzbek-Malaysian partnership, building partnership with universities around the world to share knowledge, research, and best practices. Enhancing IT services, enhancing our educational infrastructure with advanced IT services to support digital learning and research. And finally, investment, attracting investment to support research initiatives in campus development, ensuring a sustainable, innovative future. As a conclusion, as academic leaders, we have a collective responsibility to guide our next generation of leaders towards sustainable and prosperous future. Through our shared commitment to education, innovation, and cooperation, we can promote sustainability, encourage scientific and technological advancement, equip our students with skills and knowledge to create a better world. Dear colleagues, let us use this forum as an opportunity to strengthen our ties, exchange ideas, and work together for a brighter and greener future. Thank you very much. Katta rahmat.
Thank you so much, Professor. I have a question here. Uzbekistan has been making great strides in ecotourism and sustainable agriculture, integrating green initiatives into economic planning. Given Malaysia's focus on community-based tourism and Uzbekistan's expertise in environmental policy and rural development, what do you see as the biggest opportunity for collaborations between Malaysia and Uzbekistan to enhance sustainable tourism?
Thank you very much. Definitely, I believe there is a huge potential for mutually beneficial cooperation between our universities and between our two nations. And from our experience and meeting different universities and people in different parts of Malaysia, I believe there is a good potential for climate-related projects, for sustainable agriculture, and sharing knowledge and innovation through our partnerships between our universities to bring know-how innovation to Uzbekistan and to create more opportunities for collective efforts to work together.
Thank you. Okay, now I would like to call upon Yang Bahagia Professor Datuk Dr. Fazli Adam for his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, Ms. Moderator. Our fellow Vice Chancellor and Rectors from Malaysia and Uzbekistan. First of all, I just want to highlight a few things in my presentation today, very short presentation. We are allowed only about 7 minutes. I try to finish or complete my presentation within 5 minutes since for everyone's knowledge that I'm the last minute replacement for our friends, one of the Vice Chancellor who couldn't attend the program this afternoon. So I'm the last minute replacement, but I have not prepared any slide for today's sharing. This is only my insight related to the green economy and tourism. I will start with perhaps the whole presentation into 3 parts. The first part will be about the policy and regulation, and I will also say perhaps the blueprint of green economy and tourism in Malaysia, because I think the importance of this issue has been stressed by the government, and the government has set up a few policies and blueprint related to this issue. I will just name few of those policies and blueprint that has been set up by the Malaysian government related to this issue. The first one would be Green Technology Master Plan 2017-2030, which aims to promote green energy, sustainable cities, and low carbon industry. The second one will be National Energy Policy 2022 to 2040, which try to encourage renewable energy and try to reduce carbon footprint. The third one will be the Circular Economy Roadmap, which focus on the waste reduction, sustainable consumption, and also resource efficiency in the country. The third one will be the National Tourism Policy, DPN 2020 to 2030, which aims to position Malaysia as one of the top global ecotourism destinations, and also to be subsequently ensure sustainable and resilient sectoral growth. The last one will be the Tourism Productivity Roadmap, which aims to perhaps formulate an inclusive and sustainable tourism nation framework based on 5 pillars of community, nature, accessibility, culture and heritage, health and wellness, and also some other important initiatives as well, inclusive of conferences and exhibitions related to tourism and green economy as well. The second part of the presentation will focus on the, I would say, the participation of green economy and tourism from the perspective of Islam. As University Sultan Zainal Abidin, which is very much in line with the roadmap of Islamic teaching as one, or Islamic civilization as one of our area of focus. So we are focusing as well in our university related to the importance of rules and regulation of green economy and tourism related to Islamic teaching as well. In line with that, we have set up in our university, in University Sultan Zainal Abidin, the blueprint of sustainable campus for our university, and we have also set up a committee just to focus specifically how to improve on this ecotourism and also green economy agenda as well. So the third component of my sharing today, perhaps related to what has university done in terms of promoting the agenda of green economy and tourism, particularly related to higher education sector. From the perspective of UNISA, we have in our university a piece of land, about 100 acres, we call it as tribe, which is this 100-acre size of land has some forest and also some mangrove very close to the seaside, and we have made this area as our conservation place just to promote this ecotourism as well. So from that tribe, or what we call as bridge soil forest land, we have engaged with the tourism of Terengganu State to promote that kind of forest in our campus, together with the cooperation and collaboration from the state government in Terengganu. For everybody's information, UNISA is located quite far away from Kuala Lumpur, which is about 450 kilometers away, about 5 hours drive from Kuala Lumpur to Terengganu, and it just take about 1 hour flight from Kuala Lumpur to Terengganu. So basically, we are very much rich with the beauty of our nature and environment in Terengganu. We have a lot of islands in Terengganu, namely Pulau Redang or Redang Island. We have also Perhentian Island and also Kapas Island and some other island as well. So we have a lot as well in terms of the forest in Terengganu, which very much popular in Terengganu, the Kenyir State Park, very much popular in Terengganu. So the second one in the initiative of University Sultan Zainal Abidin in terms of this ecotourism is that we have also promoted edutourism, especially related to our academic program. We have one program in the category of degree program related to the Islamic tourism, we have offered for the second batch of our program to the community in UNISA. And also, we have also indulged into the recognition in terms of sustainability as well, where we have been ranked in the UI Green Metric World University ranking for the years, and we have improved our ranking quite tremendously in this UI Green Metric World University ranking, and at the moment we are ranked at 184 in the world for this sustainability agenda. So I think that will be all for the short sharing about our initiative and related to the green economy and also ecotourism as well. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. And I have one question. Religious tourism is a major driver of travel worldwide, with visitors, with destinations like Mecca, Vatican City, and Buddhist pilgrimage sites welcoming millions of visitors. However, large-scale religious tourism can sometimes pose challenges, including overcrowding, resource depletion, and environmental degradation. How can religious tourism be made more sustainable while still respecting the spiritual significance of these sites?
Thank you very much for the question. It's a very interesting question because I think being in Terengganu, as I mentioned earlier, 450 kilometers away from Kuala Lumpur, 5 hours drive, 1 hour flight from Kuala Lumpur to Terengganu, and also Terengganu has been acknowledged as one of the Islamic states in Malaysia, and we have promoted in our state related to this, I would call that Islamic tourism in terms of so much industry related to this tourism. We have in our practice in Terengganu related to the hoteling industry. We have provided some sort of a guideline in terms of how do we operate the hotel industry in Terengganu according to the Islamic teaching. And also being in UNISA as one of the niche area of university is Islamic civilization as well, or related to the Islamic studies, we have engaged quite closely with the state Terengganu to promote this kind of religious tourism in our state in Terengganu. So I think it's a good thing for Malaysia, being also one of the country which has Islam as its official religion, for us also to expand the rules and regulations related to the religious tourism in our country as well. So that is UNISA is there. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we have also offered a 1 degree program in Islamic tourism just to promote this agenda as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Gulchehra Rikhsiva for her speech.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, participants, esteemed colleagues. First of all, I would like to say my gratitude for hospitality of our Malaysian friends, and I'm honored to take part in our very important forum. Before the diving into main topic, I would like to emphasize that Uzbekistan's interest in Malaysia is growing every day. Malaysia's experience in innovation, technology, education and tourism is seen as highly valuable, and today's forum is a great example for that. Please, my presentation on screen. Can you help me, please? Because it's very important on screen, because I want to share with you my proudest issues about my university and about partnership with my colleagues, with my friends from Malaysian universities. And as a rector of Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies, I am twice proud to participate in this forum. Why? Our university is one of the leading institutions in Malaysian studies, with our 100 students studying in Malay language in different fields. For example, we established the Global Research Center in collaboration with UPSI University. Several academic events were held with Professors Institute of Islamic Civilization of UKM. Student exchange program is ongoing with the INTI International University. I take pride in achievements of our students. Last year, in public speaking competition in Bahasa Melayu in Malaysia, 2 of our students secured victory, which is great honor for us. One of them has been awarded the Zulfiya State Prize by the President, by the degree of our President, and while the other has received the President's Scholarship. We're really proud with them. I believe that the strong interest of our youth in Malay language and Malaysia is a key factor in strengthening its ties between our countries. With your permission, now I would like to turn the topic on tourism. Uzbekistan is a land of rich cultural and historical heritage, is ready to welcome and captivate travelers from around the world. We have 4 wonderful seasons of the year, and each of them will be able to charm tourists. Uzbekistan is recognized as one of the earliest centers of human civilization. The cities of Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva, each with a history spanning over more than 2,000 years, have been inscribed on the World Heritage List. Monuments in these cities are not just architectural masterpieces, but also symbols of our nation's historical and cultural heritage. In particular, pilgrimage tourism is an especially fascinating and meaningful experience for Malaysian tourists. This form of tourism is not only a spiritual and religious journey, but also plays a crucial role in preserving historical and cultural monuments while promoting national values on the global scale. In the recent year, Uzbekistan has made significant strides in developing the tourism industry. This includes creating better conditions for both domestic and international tourists, enhancing the sector's competitiveness, improving service quality, and actively promoting national tourist destinations in the global market. As a result, as the number of incoming tourists has been increasing year by year, the infrastructure of tourist sites has been modernized and notable progress has been achieved in visa liberalization. Of course, these achievements have been possible due to the strong will of the government, the effective actions of state institutions, and the growing role of private sector in tourism industry. Today, Uzbekistan is not only known for its historical cities, but is also actively expanding into new tourism sectors such as ecotourism, gastronomic tourism, pilgrimage tourism, extreme tourism, and ethnographic tourism. There are enough reasons for visiting Uzbekistan. You can see on the slide about these issues. Besides these reasons, you can see examples: modern facility. Next, please. Next. Modern facility. Besides these reasons, you can see examples: modern facility in tourism. Uzbekistan has significantly expanded its modern tourism facilities in recent years, incorporating world-class hotels, eco-friendly resorts, and a high-tech entertainment center to enhancing visitor experience and promote sustainable tourism. Dear friend, I would like to move on other important part of my speech. This is the role of universities in the development of tourism in our country. The President has issued many decrees on the development of tourism, and among them were assigned tasks to universities that train tourism specialists. President's decree assigned 11 universities as vital role in promoting and developing historical and tourist sites across different regions, ensuring their active involvement in advancing the tourist sector. Key measures implemented by higher education institutions. As part of this resolution, several important initiatives have been undertaken, including developing content about tourism, uploading tourist attraction information to platforms, implementing training courses and programs, hosting conferences, ethno-festivals, summer and winter camps and competitions, allocating state grants for scientific research and others. All these efforts mark the beginning of our work, and many more initiatives are planned for the upcoming year. For example, our university works with the districts of Rishton, Chust, Yangi-Kurgan, and Boysun, which deserve special recognition for their unique, special recognition for the unique cultural and natural attraction. On the slide you can see some results of our activity. And about Rishton, Chust, Yangi-Kurgan, Boysun, a lot of visits to these very beautiful regions. Dear participants, in conclusion, I would like to make some suggestions for joint activity in higher education, especially in the field of tourism. Expanding the advertising of tourist attractions to students of the two countries, exchange the experience and creating educational programs and syllabuses in the specialty of tourism, joint training of highly qualified tourism personnel, conducting joint scientific projects, publication of scientific articles in highly rated journals, organization of tours for university professors and students in both countries, organization of internship at the university and travel companies in Uzbekistan and Malaysia. I warmly invite you to visit our country, explore its rich heritage, and collaborate on exciting new projects. Terima kasih atas perhatian. Jumpa lagi di Uzbekistan.
Terima kasih, Prof. I would like to ask a question. Okay, Prof. Sustainable tourism cannot succeed without active participation of the local communities. Yet many rural and heritage-based communities struggle with access to training, facilities, funding, tourism networks. So from your experience, what is the most effective way to ensure that local communities are not just involved but truly benefit from green tourism initiatives?
Everybody, I think it is very important issues for developing tourism sectors by the government and supporting entertainment on the business also, and everybody responsible to encourage tourism in their country. For example, in Malaysia, Malaysian people, and Uzbekistan, in Uzbekistan peoples. Everybody responsible for support. But universities also who train specialists on tourism also responsible for making some issues, making some events to promoting, encourage the tourism sector also. That's why we are trying together, for example, my colleagues who is sitting with me, everybody we are make together a lot of events to making our tourism destinations promotion in our Uzbekistan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For now, I would like to call upon Professor T.S. Dr. Muhammad Zamri Ibrahim for his presentation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And very good evening. Terima kasih pada Dr. as a moderator for this session. It is my great honor to stand before you today at this historic forum, which marks a significant milestone in the academic and research collaboration between Malaysia and Uzbekistan. This event strengthens our bilateral ties and opens new avenues for innovation, sustainability, and shared growth. Please allow me to introduce University Malaysia Terengganu, a public university which located in Kuala Nerus, Terengganu, Malaysia, established in 1979 as the Center for Fisheries and Marine Science under University Putra Malaysia, UPM, and gained a college university status in 1999 and was officially upgraded as a full-fledged university and renamed as a University Malaysia Terengganu in 2007. UMT is globally recognized for its expertise in marine science, fisheries, oceanography, and maritime studies, situated along the pristine shores of the South China Sea. Our university offers a unique coastal environment that fosters learning, research, and innovation. Beyond marine sciences, UMT offers programs in diverse fields, including science, marine, engineering and technology, maritime and community services, ocean science and sustainable development, data and digital sciences, and food security. Our academic structure comprises several faculties and research institutes, including Faculty of Fisheries and Fruit Sciences, Faculty of Maritime Studies, Faculty of Science and Marine Environment, Faculty of Business, Economics and Social Development, Faculty of Computer Science and Mathematics, Faculty of Ocean Engineering Technology, Center for Fundamental and Continuing Education, and STEM Foundation Center. Currently, UMT offers approximately 36 undergraduate programs, a diploma in fisheries, foundation in STEM, 16 master's coursework programs, and 18 postgraduate research programs. In response to the digital era, we are also preparing to launch 14 Open Distance Learning ODL program. Research and innovation are at the core of UMT's mission for excellence in teaching and learning. Our research excellence is supported by 4 research institutes, 2 of which hold Higher Institution Center of Excellence, High COE status. High COE Institute of Oceanography and Environment, INOS, a globally recognized center for ocean and environmental research. High COE Institute of Tropical Aquaculture and Fisheries, Aquatrop, advancing sustainable aquaculture and fisheries research. Institute of Climate Adaptation and Marine Biotechnology, ICAM, focus on climate resilience and marine biotechnology, and currently undergoing assessment to be UMT third High COE. And last one, Institute of Tropical Biodiversity and Sustainability Development, BioD, dedicated to biodiversity, conservation, and sustainability development. The collaboration between UMT and Uzbekistan began in 2019 when Associate Professor Dr. Zainuddin Eskovatov, alumnus of the National University of Uzbekistan and Tashkent State University, joined UMT as a faculty member in the Faculty of Computer Science and Mathematics. His expertise in computational mathematics laid the foundation for deeper academic ties. In December 2023, UMT formalized strategic collaboration with 7 universities in Uzbekistan. 1, National Research University; 2nd, Oriental University, National University of Uzbekistan, Samarkand State University, Silk Road International University of Tourism, Samarkand branch of Tashkent University of Information Technology, and last one is Andijan State University. This collaboration involves student and faculty exchange, joint research project, shared academic resources, and co-organized conferences and seminars. As a result, we have successfully conducted faculty exchange programs and academic seminars. UMT has also introduced the International STEM Foundation Program, providing Uzbekistani students a pathway to pursue undergraduate studies at UMT, with our first Uzbekistani students enrolling in the 2024-2025 intake. The collaboration between UMT and Uzbekistan universities presents significant opportunities for cooperation into critical areas, namely a green economy initiative and sustainable tourism development. The global shift toward a green economy offers immense potential for collaboration between Malaysia and Uzbekistan. UMT is committed to advancing research and innovation in the following areas. One is renewable energy, joint research on solar, biomass, and wind energy to address energy sustainability in both nations. Sustainable aquaculture and water resource management, leveraging UMT expertise in marine sciences to develop sustainable aquaculture practices and efficient water management system, particularly beneficial for Uzbekistan's arid climate. Third one, climate adaptation and carbon reduction. Collaborative studies on climate resilience, carbon footprint reduction, and environmental conservation to combat the impacts of climate change. And last one, circular economy, exploring innovative approaches to waste management, resource efficiency, and sustainable production system. On the other hand, tourism is a vital sector for both Malaysia and Uzbekistan, and sustainable tourism development can drive economic growth while preserving cultural and natural heritage. And the key areas of collaboration include eco-tourism and cultural heritage tourism, integrating Uzbekistan's rich Silk Road heritage sites with Malaysia marine-based tourism to create a unique sustainability tourism experiences. The second one, smart tourism technologies, joint development of digital platform and technologies to promote sustainable tourism practices and enhance visitor experiences. The third one, capacity building, student and faculty exchange programs in sustainable tourism management, focusing on eco-friendly practices, community engagement, and heritage preservation. And last one, research and innovation, collaborative research on sustainable tourism models, environmental impact assessment, and strategic for balancing tourism growth with ecological conservation. As we look forward, the future, UMT remain steadfast in its commitment to expanding collaborations with universities in Uzbekistan. Together, we can drive impactful research, foster knowledge exchange, and create a sustainable future for both nations. I am confident that today's forum will further strengthen our academic and research partnership, paving the way for groundbreaking education, innovation, and sustainability initiative. Let us seize this opportunity to build a brighter, greener, and more prosperous future for Malaysia and Uzbekistan. With that, thank you so much, and Rahmat. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Okay. So, well, Prof, I want to know something, that given your expertise in marine sustainability, economic modeling, and technological solutions, what is the most practical economic strategies that government should implement immediately to promote sustainable tourism without discouraging industry growth?
Thank you for the question. I think first that what we have to do is to strengthen the policy. When we talk about this marine, usually we refer to the blue economy policy. So I believe that the government should strengthen this blue economy policy, which, for example, consists of the expanding marine conservation areas, for example. And the second one, perhaps the government should look at on the quota-based fishing capture. Perhaps the third one should look at on the development of sustainable aquaculture for reducing pressure on the marine fish, for example, right? And of course, to look at on the supplying the protein needs of the society and commodity-based export markets. And then the fourth one, I think, under this blue economy policy, the government should look at also to protecting and maintaining coastal areas and small islands, whereby through this exercise we can reduce the negative impacts of the human activities, preserving and maintaining the coastal ecosystem and small island quality. And last one but not least, I think this is another important area that the government should emphasize, is marine debris cleanup. So that is another factors that we have to look at in order to make sure that the fishermen could participate in the program to keep the ocean clean, so that the marine ecosystem become healthy for the future generation. So I believe those things government should focus on under the blue economy policy to make sure that we could continue for our future generation and for the betterment of our marine ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, now let's welcome our final speaker, Professor Dr. Obijon Hamidov.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen, honorable rectors, esteemed participants, and distinguished guests. On behalf of the Uzbekistan delegation, I would like to gratitude my deepest gratitude for organizing this kind of the first Uzbekistan-Malaysian Educational Forum. The first of all, bringing together such a enormous, such a valuable scientists and to solve and to issue and learning about these perspectives and development of the digital, development of the green economy and its perspectives. The first of all, as we see that as the world faces increasing environmental challenges, Uzbekistan is committed to ensure a future where economic growth and environmental sustainability by step. In previous year, Uzbekistan took significant steps towards a green economy. Presidential Decree number 436 outlined the strategic documents for transitioning to a green economy by 2030, including a program, concept, action plan, and target parameters for energy efficiency. The country also collaborated with the many institutions, such as French Development Agency, implementing a debt program with 150 million euros transferred to Uzbekistan's budget, focusing on the fossil fuel subsidy reduction and decarbonization strategy and the green budgeting. In May 2022, Uzbekistan joined a global methane pledge, committing to reduce the global methane emission by 30% by 2030. Uzbekistan is engaging in international partnership to support a green economy transition. The World Bank Transformative Carbon Assets Facility program provides $20 million in grants and $25 million for pilot project to support international greenhouse gas trade under the Paris Agreement. Furthermore, collaboration with Japan through a joint credit mechanism brings a green technology, while a new agreement with Korea focuses on the climate and the greenhouse gas reduction initiative. Also, the Asian Development Bank is cooperating with Uzbekistan on the climate risk management tools, including the state investment management and the eco-social governance partnership principle and the climate risk assessment development. Uzbekistan has ambitious plan for wind power development. In 2023, we started to build the 3 wind farms in Karakalpakstan and Bukhara region. A wind farm with a capacity of 0.5 GW is planned for a Navoya region in this year. We plan to build at least 4 wind farms, in total 2.4 gigawatts in Karakalpakstan and the other region between these 2025 and 2026, further increasing its wind power generation capacity and contributing to a cleaner energy mix. On this way, we prioritize a started construction of 4 solar panels in the region, in Navai, Jizak, Samarkand, and Surkhandarya region in 2023, further expanding its solar capacity. We aim to build additional solar plants with a total capacity of 1.8 gigawatts in Karakalpakstan and the other regions between 2025 and 2026. Everybody knows that Uzbekistan is a sunny land country, and we have more than 360 days sunny. And this is a big, enormous opportunity to use alternative to solar energy development in this area. Another special focus on expanding and modernizing hydropower infrastructure. In 2023, we modernized 1 hydropower plant in Tashkent region and to build 2 new plants in Kashkadarya and the Andijan region. So, according to our program and about this green economy, one of the vital for not only the green energy, but also environmental protection. And we are working on waste management project, and I think that this kind of the initiative and this kind of the mutual the project will beneficial not only for Uzbek but for the Malaysian. On the behalf of the delegation, I would like to invite all of you for second educational forum that will be held, of course, in Uzbekistan. But this forum should bring a final, a good results, a new project to collaborate with our Malaysian partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. This is going to be my final question for this session. So, how can university take a more proactive role in ensuring sustainable tourism beyond just conducting research? Should they engage directly with policymakers, businesses, or community leaders to drive practical implementation?
Yeah, especially my colleagues already mentioned about this sustainability of the tourism and responsible tourism, one of the great issues. And I think in rural area, policymakers, the community-based tourism, the people should be aware about this sustainability of the using the sources. And of course, in this way, we as a universities and the research centers, we're preparing the report of developing the regions. As our president has decreed, 32 districts who are not developed in tourism, universities are responsible. They're doing the content, they're doing this advertising, and also working on a new attraction, investment to develop. And the main point is that it's train the local people in the rural area due to serve properly, due to attract, and due to bring the repeated tourists in the region.
Okay, thank you. So we have come to the end of the session. So what we can conclude today is from this discussion, it is clear that sustainability is not a responsibility of just one sector. It requires collective action from policymakers, industry leaders, researchers, and local communities. I sincerely thank our respective panelists for their valuable insights and contributions. To all participants and audience members, thank you for your time. May this forum serve as a catalyst for future collaborations and actionable steps towards a greener and more sustainable tourism industry. With that, we officially conclude session 1, Green Economy and Tourism. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in future discussion, inshallah. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much to our panelists and moderator for the insightful discussion. We now move on to the second session, Industrial Revolution 5.0, AI and Meta Technology, moderated by Yang Berbahagia, Professor Datuk Sri IR Dr. Abdul Rahman Muhammad, Vice Chancellor of University Science Malaysia. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say thank you to our host for giving us the opportunity to be here for the next session on AI. Yeah. So I would like to invite our panel members. To start off is yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Muhammad Shafri Muhammad Rahim, the Vice Chancellor of University Technology Malaysia. Thank you. Next is yang berbahagia Profesor Datuk T.S. Dr. Shahrim Sahib alias Shahibuddin, Vice Chancellor of University Technology Mara. And I also would like to welcome our guest from Uzbekistan. To start off, Professor Dr. Uktam Solomoh. Professor Uktam from Fergana Polytechnic Institute. Okay. Next is Professor Dr. Jamshid Abdul Nazarov from the Vice Chancellor of Jizak Polytechnic Institute. Thank you. Please have a seat. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and salam Malaysia Madani. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone again to the second session of our forum today. In this session, we will explore another important area titled Industrial Revolution 5.0, Artificial Intelligence, AI, and Meta Technology. And with us, we have eminent speakers from both Malaysia and also Uzbekistan. And since this is the last session, so we do not want to take that much of time. So without further ado, I will start off with Professor Dr. Shafri from UTM on this issue. Please, Prof.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Datuk Sri Chairman of our forum today, moderator of our forum today. So we're going to discuss about the issue on artificial intelligence. So first, that we need to understand there are two things. First, human intelligence, and then second, artificial intelligence. Human intelligence, I think, is very important for us to understand because the artificial intelligence, basically, the mimic or the application from the human intelligence. So human intelligence, human have a skill to have a critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence. Human have his wisdom, compassion, and a lot of things that we have. Then if we think that it will be better than artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence basically has ability to learn, to reasoning based on the data given by us. And then it can help us to make a better decision because of huge of data that gathered by the machine, and also we can define or derive the algorithm how to make a decision. And then another one thing is basically artificial intelligence can working 24/7. I think this is very important factor because you can load anything, then ask the artificial intelligence to make a decision. So in terms of the growth, artificial intelligence basically where we are now. So currently we are in the stage of artificial narrow intelligence, whereby that all the AI is designed for specific tasks and rely on the large language model, LLM, like a ChatGPT and others, model DeepSeek and whatnot, okay? And then it rely on the algorithms. However, current AI tool is able to also do some reasoning jobs and then help people to make a better decision. So now we in the early stage of basically artificial general intelligence. So after that, with the growth of the technology, so the next stage of artificial intelligence might be artificial superintelligence, and then yet we will achieve what they call it artificial universal intelligence. So this is basically based on the research done by several researchers around over the world. So the growth of artificial intelligence basically is exponential, So that's why I think very important for us to understand. We hope that the artificial intelligence will help us to make a good decision or helping us to make a better world. I think this is most important. In Malaysia, basically, there are several strategic documents has stated that artificial intelligence is a way forward of Malaysian government. For example, the National Energy Transition Roadmap has stated that potential investment opportunity on energy efficiency, basically around 24 billion for smart devices. What inside the smart devices? Of course, the chips and then also the artificial intelligence algorithm and whatnot. Second, we have also National Robotic Roadmap. So their vision is basically to improve our robotic sector with artificial intelligence technology to enable them to perform tasks and to minimal human intervention, basically. So I think another document that derives the need of the artificial intelligence is New Industrial Master Plan 2030. In that document, so Malaysia envisioned to be a digitally vibrant nation. And then, so the strategic activity or the strategic initiative under this master plan is to transform 3,000 manufacturing to be a smart factory. So by doing this, basically, based on the National AI Roadmap 2021-2025, the projection is Malaysia needs around 200,000 AI talents by 2030. So this is a huge number that we need to prepare. So for that, University Technology Malaysia basically has given mandate to establish the first faculty of artificial intelligence, with the objective is to produce talent through the innovative artificial intelligence education, provide innovative solutions through transdisciplinary research, and then to support industry in attaining high gain, high value in the business. And the last, the objective is to leverage humanity-centered artificial intelligence toward balanced economy, advance for societal well-being. So in this faculty, basically, we have 4 departments. Basically, first is about the intelligent informatics department. Second, business intelligence, humanities and governance, smart engineering and advanced technology. And we have last department, basically, creative artificial intelligence. So these 4 departments, basically, will cover a lot of research area and also academic field to support the current growth of the artificial intelligence. So we have offered basically bachelor in artificial intelligence, master in artificial intelligence, and also PhD in artificial intelligence. I think we are really open for any collaboration with Uzbekistan University, to explore, and also we can help the university from Uzbekistan to produce or to develop curriculum together in improving artificial intelligence curriculum later. So we have some sort like develop the body of knowledge for the artificial intelligence. Basically, it contains mathematics, robotics, computer science, artificial intelligence itself, natural language processing, and also responsible artificial intelligence. I think that's all my basically presentation today. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Shafri. The time's up already. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, just now I mentioned Professor Dr. Uttam Solomon, but I was told that now we have Professor Dr. Bakrum Tulaganov. And I would like to welcome Professor, Director of Tashkent University of Architecture and Civil Engineering. Sorry for the miscommunication, Prof. Thank you for coming. And we will go to the next panel, and I would like to invite our guest from Uzbekistan, Professor Dr. Jamshid Abdul Nazarov, yeah? The Vice Chancellor of Jizak Polytechnic Institute.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli tadbir ishtirokchilari, xonimlar va janoblar. Assalomu alaykum, parapeserte majlis yang dihormati, duan dan puan. Yeah. Next, please. Today, the global energy and industrial sectors are undergoing significant transformation. Green energy is becoming key drivers not only of economic development, but also of environmental sustainability and efficient resource management. In this process, engineering education must evolve to meet the demand of the times. Uzbekistan is placing considerable emphasis on its green energy strategy. In recent years, solar, wind, and hydropower have experienced unprecedented growth, reshaping the global energy landscape. As the world leader in renewable energy, China continues to set records with its solar power expected to reach 530 gigawatts and wind power 450 gigawatts in 2024. And other countries like USA, Brazil, India trying to achieve their goals. Next, please. As we continue exploring global renewable energy trends, let's turn our attention to Uzbekistan and Malaysia, two nations making significant progress in this direction. Transition to clean energy, each employing distinct strategies and overcoming unique challenges. Malaysia is a leader in solar energy among Southeast Asian countries, has advanced sustainable development through its large-scale solar tender programs, adding nearly 1 gigawatt of capacity since 2020. The country has also adopted a national renewable energy policy, targeting 31% of renewable energy by 2025. Analyzing of Republic of Uzbekistan, we see a country emerging as a leader in renewable energy in Central Asia, driven by foreign investment and strategies policies reforms. With the population expected to reach 41 million by 2030, and the economy projected to grow 1.5 times, transition to a green economy has become a crucial priority. Uzbekistan is actively advancing its green energy strategy. Over the past 8 years, electricity production has increased by 38%, reaching 81.5 billion kilowatt hours. Projections indicate that by 2030, electricity demand will rise to 170 billion kilowatt hour, reaching 135 billion kilowatt hour by 2035. It means 1.7 times the current level. To meet this demand, the government aimed to increase the share of renewable energy in total generation to 15% by 2030. Next slide. Since 2020, solar power capacity has expanded from 0.5 gigawatt to 2.1 gigawatt, with major projects such as Sharabat, Katakoran, Galarol launched in 2023. By 2026, solar and wind capacity is expected to reach 8 gigawatt, driven by foreign investment from United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and China. Hybrid energy systems, integrated conventional and renewable energy sources are being prioritized. With 100% foreign direct investment, 2 solar power plants have been commissioned in the Karmana and Nurabad district, producing a total 1 billion kilowatt hours of renewable energy to date. And some information was mentioned about my colleagues' previous presentation. That's why, please, next slide. The sector has attracted 2.1 billion in foreign direct investment with an additional $30 billion worth of projects currently underway. Modern solar and wind power plants are being constructed across nearly all regions of the country. Furthermore, solar panels with a total capacity of around 500 megawatts have been installed across social sector facilities, enterprises, companies, and entrepreneurs and households. Next slide, please. Notably, 100% of state higher education institutions are powered by renewable energy with about 60,000 kilowatts of solar panels installed. Also, Jizak Polytechnic Institute alone generates about 2,000 kilowatt hours of electricity, meeting 85% of its energy needs during the summer month. Additionally, it sold extra kilowatt back to the grid, earning approximately about $40,000. I would also like to highlight another key development. In 2023, based on proposal from the institution professors, President Shaukat Mirziyoyev launched the establishment of Scientific and Practical Center of Alternative Energy Research in the institute. As a result, the center became in operation in 2024, launching a semi-automated production line for solar panels with an annual capacity of 50 megawatts. Additionally, plans are underway to establishing higher engineering schools under this center. Also, we are going to implement such kind of schools in mechatronics and different directions. Next slide, please. Training highly qualified engineers is very important. Therefore, new directions are being introduced in engineering education. Green energy engineering, digital industry, energetic materials and nanotechnologies, and of course, artificial intelligence. By integrating these fields into our education program, we aim to enhance the country's industrial potential, lay the foundation of engineering innovation, and train highly competitive professionals for the international market. And the most important thing is all of these companies need highly qualified specialists with applied skills, and we, as a university academician, can organize this together with our Malaysian colleges. In conclusion, different countries are pursuing different strategies toward a green future based on their strategic plans. Their success will depend on policy stability, infrastructure modernization, and the seamless integration of renewable energy sources into national grid. Engineering education focused on green energy will not only drive economic development, but also promote environmental sustainability. Therefore, strengthening the integration between education and industry is key to long-term success. Thank you, Kata Rahmat, terima kasih.
Thank you, Prof. Jamshid. Without further ado, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dato' Dr. Shahrin Shahib, the Vice Chancellor of UITM from Malaysia. Please, Prof.
Terima kasih kepada Bahagia Datuk Seri Rahman, who is the Vice Chancellor for University of Science Malaysia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa tasir rabbi tamim bi khair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening to all my colleagues in the forum, as well as distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have been given this task to talk about Industrial Revolution 5.0 with regard to AI, Meta, and the rest of items related to IR 4.0. Before I do that, let me quickly introduce where I'm from. At the moment, I'm be given the responsibility as the Vice Chancellor for University Technology Mara, Malaysia, which has 34 campuses throughout Malaysia. with a total students of 200,000, with a staff strength of 20,000 staff, of which half of them, close to 10,000, are faculty staff members. I would like to invite all my colleagues from Uzbek to come and drop by to our campus. Our main campus is in Shah Alam. We are a comprehensive public university, which covers mainly all areas of study in higher education. Coming back to the topic, I think all of us in Malaysia, whether you are in Uzbek, are facing with a paradox or a dilemma with regard to higher education in preparing our kids and students today for the future. And as such, we are looking into how we are delivering the program itself, as well as to address the need of the industry. So as such, the topic this afternoon talks about IR 4.0. As you know, the term IR 4.0 has started early on, the year even 2000 in Germany, and so on later on was formalized by Schwab in his book in World Economic Forum, and that encompasses in areas of topics including IoT, includes AI and machine learning, includes automation and big data analytics. The key word for IR 4.0 is exactly the word was used by Prof. Zafri just now. It's about smart manufacturing. Realizing the need to humanize the technology, as everybody has seen the movie Terminator and so on, the move forward for IR 5.0 is to include the human element into technology. And I would like to quote what Schwab himself, when he introduced the term IR 4.0 in his book. If you do not have the opportunity to read the book, it's just actually not a very thick book. But most important, as when Schwab reckoned the term and promote the disruptive technology within smart manufacturing, he has outlined actually the way forward. And my colleague has kept on talking about artificial intelligence, but I would like to remind my friends from Malaysia, as well as from Uzbek, the way forward is not about the technology itself. It is about humanizing the technology. And I would like to read the quote from the book that Schwab wrote himself with a limited time, where he said, "We can only meaningfully address these challenges if we mobilize the collective wisdom of our minds, hearts, and soul." So this is where I would like to invite my colleagues from Uzbek, as much as from Malaysia, in moving forward, in ensuring the future generation know how to use the technology that we have today, let it be ChatGPT, AI, machine learning, and big data analytics. There are 4 elements of connectivity with regard to human, human to machine to machine, and machine to human. In one of the ayah in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did says, with regard to the story of Musa alayhi salam, to hire a worker, there's only 2 criteria. The word in Arabic is al-qawiyul amin. Just so happened my friend in UPSI, his name is Amin. Al-qawiyul amin, qawi in Arabic means strength, but in the normal higher education term, it means 3 or 4 key attributes: the knowledge, skills, and the attitude. And Al-Amin is, of course, trust. In resolving IR 4.0 and 5.0, it is still about trust. Do you trust ChatGPT? Okay. Does your machine trust the human counterpart? Does the human to the human trust the other human? And between 2 machines, which is communicating, does the 2 machines has the level of trust? My own area in cybersecurity, you need to establish the cryptographic, all the protocols, PKIs, and everything else to make sure the trust between the 2 machines is established before you can communicate and start sharing data. So moving back to the way forward, not taking too much time, which I don't much that I have, it's already 5 minutes. I would like to go back to what Schwab said with regard to the collective wisdom. In Islamic terms, if you go back to the Quran, collective wisdom is about collective work as group that we call jama'ah, and the concept of musyawarah, and that is how you get collective wisdom. But long and behold, today we would like to listen to a non-Muslim to teach us how to move forward. So Schwab said in his book, okay, with regard to the intelligence, this is, my good friend was talking about 1 intelligence, but what Schwab said, four intelligence, which is encompasses in one human being, which is first the contextual intelligence, and that is of course the mind. Second is the emotional intelligence, which is the heart. Okay. Third is inspired intelligence, which is the soul, and lastly the physical intelligence, which is the body. So in addressing the problems of today's world, okay, where even in Malaysia, okay, we have cases where students are committing suicide, morals is at the worst stage, technology is ever advancing, okay, but humanity may not be at the best of its state. So again, to move forward, I would like to call upon my colleagues from Uzbek and also in Malaysia. We can definitely work together. We are more than open to work on the technological front, okay, on AI, in cybersecurity, which is my own area. But let us also work together with regard to building values within humanities, because that is what IR 5.0 is calling for, which is humanizing technology. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I pass back to the moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kata Rahmat.
Thank you very much, Prof. Datuk Shahrin. And without further ado, I would like to invite our esteemed Professor Dr. Bakrom Jolaganov, Director of Tashkent University of Architecture and Civil Engineering.
Assalamu alaikum, hormatli xonimlar, janoblar. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests. I'm very glad to be here, and I want to say on behalf of our university, many thanks for our organization to this first Malaysian-Uzbekistan Higher Education Forum. Allow me to, before I start, I want to explain some information regarding AI and Industry 5.0 and meta technologies. So it was the first question before we started to collect the information and the software, the question, why we need this? So 2 years ago, we received one question, can we do in short time or solve the complex solution from the construction? So, and do some interior and exterior design. So 2 years ago, it was complicated in short time to do something. So we tried to find first steps to use the AIs. So the results, in 1 month, we did around 5,000 interior and exterior designs. In normal situations, it's impossible to do in short time. And interior and exterior designers knows in short time, in 1 year we can do, or just one person can do around 200 entities. So that was in short time good result. And the next question was, the topic of this project was from famous person, Zahreddin Muhammad Babur, the history, the city, and the artifacts and so on. It was complicated to find some similar information, and we started to use differently historical text and information, and we converted from the engineering side into codes, and in effect we got different results. Next, please. So, what I want to say, the resilience and sustainability and human integration is the most important point from Industry 5.0. So, to get the efficiency in the construction, from architecture and construction direction or field, more useful. And before we are doing something, some design, some project, we can improve and calculate before we are starting to build or design efficiency, exploitation cost, and so on. Next, please. Our president supporting also Industry 5.0 and differently AIs, so to use implementation from the education theoretical side into industry. So we are trying to implement, and the results and the experience at the same time we are improving the syllabus and curriculum. So our president is supporting our, education and using AI, and we are collaborating with construction ministry. Next, please. So, and at the same time, for universities, also more important, the next, please, digitalization of the data of the university, not just education, also research and management. And end effect, when we call collecting of data, so at the same time to calculate differently scenarios. We cannot predict what can be, should be in the next 10, 20, 50 years, but the scenario calculation, we can get the results, and then we can get and affect differently risks. So when we collect the risk, and we can do some route map for doing a differently solution for risk. Next, please. This is some example collecting of data and analyzing through different AI programs and also Power BI. Next, please. Next. Next, please. I want to do our presentations quicker, so we have an interesting moment with our students. Try to at the first stage to do the different design from interior to exterior side. And second step, we started to do different 3D designs through AI. And the last result is from Tashkent Gate. This is a concept. We started to calculate the cost, how many building materials necessary to create this building in short time, and also the construction cost and the service. Next, please. This is a project, what we did with Ministry of Construction in short time with 3D. Next, please. So, and our university is involved also to do the digital smart safe city. We created 97% of Tashkent city digitalized. So we are collecting data. Next slide I can show you. And after getting the data, we can calculate the mitigation of risks. It could be multi-hazard situation of different cities. In our positions, we are doing first the earthquake mitigation. What can we do? For example, assessment of vulnerability and damage degree, and getting a new indexes for assessment of structure building. Next, please. This is the city of Tashkent city. What we can do in the first step is mitigation of risk, and next step, the biggest problem, I think, in every city to get the master plan of city. So when we plan to create a new project in the new cities, for this moment, when we know exactly how much will be cost in next 50, 100, and 1,000 years. So it is not just risky moments. We can use also in different scenarios, also climate situation or green energy and so on. Next, please. Next. Next, please. So that's short information about AI. So when you have a question, I'm ready. Thank you for your attention. Rahmat.
Thank you, Prof. Bakro. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we will end our session because we have another session coming up soon. And on behalf of the host, I would like to again thank Professor Dr. Muhammad Shafri Muhammad Rahim from UTM, Professor Datuk Shahrin Shahib from UITM, both from Malaysian University, and Professor Dr. Bakro Tulagano from Tashkent University, and Professor Jamshid Abdul Nazarov from Jizak Polytechnic Institute. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all.
Thank you to all panelists and moderator of session 2. We will now proceed to session 3, which is the last session. on the topic of Islamic banking in the era of fintech, which is going to be moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Faisal Basri from Faculty of Management and Economics, UPSI. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Delegates from Ministry of Higher Education of Malaysia and Uzbekistan, Vice Chancellors and Rectors, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Muhammad Faisal bin Basri, the Head of Department of Finance, Accounting and Finance, Faculty of Management and Economics, Faculty of Management and Economics, UPSI, and I will be the moderator for today's session. So here the topic related to Islamic banking in the era of Islamic fintech. I would like to invite our, since there's one person, tak tahu lah nak bagi panel or not, but we have yang berbahagia Professor Dato' Technologist Dr. Sharifuddin Mat Sharani, the Vice Chancellor of University Science Islam Malaysia, USIM, to the stage. Welcome. Right, so as an overview of the topic, when we talk about Islamic banking, we are in the verge of moving from the traditional banking to the modern banking with the introduction of fintech, right? So with the rise of fintech, we are witnessing new financial models that challenge conventional and traditional practices while opening up vast opportunities for financial inclusion, efficiency, and also accessibility. So, since you want to have more time, or you want to stick with 7 minutes? 5 minutes is better, all right. So, without further ado, let's welcome Professor Dr. Sharifuddin Sharani for his talk. Please welcome.
Terima kasih, Faizal. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good afternoon. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya mursalin wa ala alihi ajmain. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, being the last panel or being the last speaker, it is always a daunting task because you know that the audience, just like, get it over and we will have that closing ceremony by the VC of UPSI, Dato' Amin. So I will try my best to keep it short and sweet for this talk. So basically, my slide please. Right. Basically, I think we will not go on the fundamentals of what is Islamic finance or what is fintech. But what I'm going to do this afternoon is going to have a twofold of presentations. One is about the scenario in Malaysia about fintech and Islamic finance. And number two, how this Islamic finance is being addressed at University of Science Islam Malaysia or USIM. Next slide, please. Right. In all, the fintech in Islamic finance in terms of Malaysia landscape, we could see, and we are in Malaysia, the global leading in Islamic finance and fintech adoption. Within these four areas are precisely digital banking and payments. For instance, like we have the local, for instance, like Aeon Bank, Islamic Boost Bank, Payments, PayHala, and so on. These are one of the applications of digital banking and payments in terms of Islamic finance and fintech. whereas the blockchain and smart contracts, where we can use in terms of wakaf or in the companies like BESC and Pitch In, we adopt this blockchain. Although the scientific or the technology challenges are still there, but again, the acceptance in terms of Islamic finance is being very open. And we have Islamic crowdfunding and peer-to-peer or P2P lending. For instance, we have banks like Kenanga Digital Investing, Ethics Global Sadaqah. And in terms of halal investment platform, we have Wahid Investment, IRO, and Wahid. Of course, all these are being regulated by Bank Negara Malaysia and Securities Commission Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing we need to talk about Islamic finance is part of the halal economy. As you know, Malaysia is one of the leading countries in the world when we talk about halal economy. And almost quarter of that huge halal economy goes to Islamic finance. Next slide, please. And if we look at the Malaysian fintech companies, there are approximately about 286 fintech companies. I will not dwell on such, but again, looking into the slides, you can see there are so many applications. For instance, like, those companies involved in payments, those companies involved in wealth or blockchain, e-wallet, and so on. Next slide, please. Now, if we look into the challenges and opportunities in terms of Islamic fintech or Islamic finance and in fintech, for instance, like Sharia compliance. Sharia compliance is a major factor that we need to look upon, because in terms of transaction, one of the things that we need to really look into is the issue of riba, which is a big no-no in terms of the financial, in terms of the business that we do. Again, we need to ensure the fintech products adhere to Islamic perspectives. Consumer awareness. Again, Islamic finance in terms of fintech area is still something relatively new. Therefore, the lack of understanding about Islamic fintech solutions, and also regulatory complexity navigating involving the regulations. Nevertheless, we should see the opportunities that applies within this area. For instance, that financial inclusion, we are expanding access to unbanked and undeserved communities to help the poor, to help the underprivileged. Blockchain and smart contracts are another area that we can see the opportunity where we can enhance the transparency and also reducing fraud. In terms of sustainable finance, we can always grow with the ESG and the green Islamic finance solutions. Next slide, please. When we talk about impact and future of the fintech in Islamic finance, we can see that we can enhance the financial literacy and awareness of Sharia compliance. This is where part and parcel, universities like University of Science and Islam Malaysia plays a role, where we have undergraduate program to educate or to have a competent professional in terms of this area. Next, increase adoption of Islamic digital banking and investment, strengthen the collaboration between academia, industry, and regulators. Again, this is where the strength of University of Science and Islam Malaysia, working with the not just the local companies, the local banks, but also with the multinational banks which have their offices in Malaysia. Innovation-driven solutions for financial inclusion, where we do a lot of research. USIM does a lot of research within this area. Next slide, please. In terms of AI blockchain future look, we can see the AI and blockchain integration in Islamic finance. AI, it is relatively new in terms of Islamic finance and also within the fintech era. Blockchain, we have talked quite a lot, but again, we need to see more improvement in this area. Expansion of digital Islamic banks and new banks, and also stronger Sharia compliant fintech governance and policies. Next slide, please. This slide, where I share the USIM's Islamic finance blueprint, where at USIM, we nurture the Islamic finance leaders are being nurtured, are being developed, and also being trained. So we have about 5 programs at University of Science and Islam Malaysia to develop human resource within this area. So we are focusing, number one, we are focusing on the talent and expert development, where we work, as I mentioned just now, we work with the industry, we work with the banks, we work with the companies to look at development of human resource. For instance, like we have a program where we call as Barakah Banking Lab, and also we have a program where we call as Sharia Compliance Bootcamp, and also Islamic Finance Leadership Program. So at least these 3 programs that we are running at USIM to produce a better and more skillful human resource. In terms of training and development, we also do CSR for the specific community for the financial literacy. We are using this area also to train the community financial advisory services. And again, we are also putting out our investment lab. Number 3, as our blueprint, we have what we call as the research and innovation, where we are using the Islamic Fintech Incubator and the Green Finance Research Lab to achieve this. Number 4, the advisory in terms of digital finance, academy, fintech development program. Last but not least, strategic collaborations, where we do the program for fraud awareness program, annual Islamic Finance Summit, and University Industry Collaborative Hub. I think that's my last slide. The last slide would be, next please. Yep, Rahmat, thank you very much. Terima kasih.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Dato, for very insightful presentation relating to Islamic banking, especially in the fintech era. So we learned a lot, even though it's just a 7 minutes speech. There's a vast opportunity, especially when we talk about collaboration and synergies between Malaysia and especially Uzbekistan. We know that Uzbekistan is coming up with the Islamic banking industry, whereby we can synergize our expertise in Malaysia, especially from all the local graduates in USIM, in UCN, all over Malaysia. So perhaps we can synergize and share our knowledge and our experience together with Uzbekistan. So with that, I would like to thank again Professor Dato for his wonderful presentation, and thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you to our esteemed panelists and moderator for the insightful perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the closing ceremony of the first Malaysia-Uzbekistan Higher Education Forum and Showcase. Thus, it is my pleasure to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Man Amin Maktaf, Vice Chancellor of UPSI, to deliver the closing remarks. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Apa khabar Malaysia? Apa khabar Malaysia? How are you Uzbekistan? How are you Uzbekistan? I want to hear the voice of Uzbekistani. I want to hear the voices of Malaysian. Both Malaysian and Uzbekistani voices now. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah. Thank you so much to our Excellencies, Vice Chancellors, Rectors. Now, the historical Malaysian-Uzbekistan Higher Education Forum come to conclusion. Alhamdulillah, since this morning, we have more than 70 universities, private and public, from Uzbekistan and Malaysia, sitting, discussing, and also planning on our future collaboration. It is truly an honor for University Pendidikan Sultan Idris to be the host of this prestigious event. And inshallah, we are looking forward to attend the second forum in Uzbekistan next year. A key highlight of this forum is first, we reaffirm our commitment to strengthening research and academic exchange between Malaysia and Uzbekistan. Second, education must drive economic transformation. We will align strategic policies with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Third, as environmental stewards, we will champion a green economy and sustainable tourism. We will promote research in ecotourism, heritage preservation, and climate action with universities leading sustainable practices. And fourth, in the face of the technological revolution, Malaysia and Uzbekistan will focus on building digital infrastructure to drive innovation in AI and imaging technologies. On behalf of Ministry of Higher Education and University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, I would like to deliver a special thanks to Prof. Rahim and the team. Please stand up, Prof. Rahim. He's the key person from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Give a big hand together with his team. Please stand up, the team from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris for their continuous effort, staying late for 3 weeks non-stop to make sure this prestigious event a success. Give a big hand to them. Thank you. And on behalf of Malaysian universities, we would like to thank Mr. Ibrahim and the Ministry of Higher Education. Mr. Ibrahim, where are you? Okay, the Ministry of Higher Education of Uzbekistan, we give a big hand to Ministry of Higher Education of Uzbekistan. To all the rectors from Uzbekistan, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you for these historical moments. It is truly an honor for us to host you here. To all lecturers and Malaysians, please stand up. Give a big hand to our Uzbekistani partners. We are now brothers and sisters, and we see you on the second Higher Education Malaysia-Uzbekistan Forum 2026. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Rahmat.
Thank you Yang Berbahagia Prof. Datuk for the inspiring closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we officially conclude today's forum. We invite all distinguished guests to join us for high tea. On behalf of the organizing committee, I'd like to thank everyone for the valuable participation and contribution to this successful event. We wish everyone safe travels and hope to see you again at future events. I'm Khazaila Zaini. Thank you very much, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.